Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. Geraldine Calhoun. I am truly grateful and honored that you took some time out of your day to spend it with me, to listen to me. Whether you're an educator, a parent, a fellow storyteller, or someone seeking hope, I want to invite you into my space. This isn't just content, it's, I believe, connection. You're watching the very first episode in my 6-part YouTube live series called From Misread to Doctorate, my journey to teach kids how to rise. Each week, I'll share a real chapter from my life, some joyful, some painful, but all true, all honest, all my heart. You'll hear about the moments that shaped me, the people who believed in me, and the purpose I found in the middle of my biggest struggle. But before we get into the what happened, I want to pause for a minute and help you feel the why. As a child, I didn't just carry a backpack. I carried grief, confusion, and fear. When we had to quickly leave our home because the living conditions weren't safe, my mom asked a friend to hold on to all of our personal items. Baby pictures, birthday cards, books my mom used to read to us at bedtime. She asked because we had nowhere to store them. Well, I never saw those things again. We moved in with my grandmother in her 1-bedroom apartment, then my aunt's house, and eventually into several hotels before we finally moved into our own home again. That year and our new house was also the start of my 4th grade school year. Every time I walked into a new school, I carried more than just notebooks and pencils. I carried a broken routine, a fractured sense of safety, and a heavy silence I didn't know how to speak. Now, let me be clear. My parents loved us deeply. My mom wrapped us in stories at night, hugs and kisses, making sure we knew we mattered. And my dad, well, he went to the dollar store and bought every single early reader he could find. He was very determined to help me learn. They did everything they could, but they couldn't be the full-time teacher while holding the whole world together. This is why I speak. This is why I teach. Because when a child walks into a classroom, we often see the backpack, but not the baggage. We must begin to see the invisible loads. So if you're a parent, a teacher, a principal, a coach, this is a moment to reflect, to consider that the child who's quiet might be carrying more than you know. All right, take a deep breath with me. This one is going to be personal. I carried a secret with me all the way to 4th grade. Yep, I couldn't read. Can you imagine hiding something like that? Yep, your girl did. And I got pretty good at it too. My cheating game was top notch. It was tight. Copying classmates, memorizing sight words from memory, and yeah, hoping I'd never get called on to read out loud. But deep down, I was terrified. Not of the words, but of being found out. Let me take you back. We had just moved into our new home after years of instability. I had switched schools multiple times, and at every new start, I carried the same secret. I couldn't read. I learned how to look busy. I learned how to hide. I was labeled, misplaced, and misunderstood. Now that I'm a teacher myself, I know how easy it is to miss the signs, especially if the child doesn't act out or if they have a helper, a sibling, parents who do their work for them, or classmates who cover for them. And for years, I wondered, how did no one notice? How did I make it to the 4th grade without someone catching on? But the truth is, kids like me fall through the cracks every day. I wasn't slow, I wasn't lazy, I was surviving more than learning. And that survival came at a cost. My confidence, my voice, and my belief that I could ever belong in the classroom. So if you're watching this today and thinking about a student who's falling behind, think again. Look beyond what you see, because behind every behavior, there's a story. And behind every quiet child is a voice waiting to be heard. You are not broken. Struggling doesn't make you weak. And needing more time, more trust, more support doesn't mean you're less than. My story isn't just about what I went through. It's about what so many children are still going through right now. That's why I do this work. That's why I tell these stories. Because the little girl who couldn't read, she grew up and she found her voice. And now I help others find theirs. If something in this message stirred your heart, share it. Drop it in the comment. You've ever been misunderstood, mislabeled, or overlooked. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're just getting started. This is a movement, and your story matters. Next time on episode 2, we're going to talk about the teacher who changed everything. She didn't have a magic wand. She didn't stay after school long hours with me. But what she did do was see me. And that moment of being seen is what sparked my breakthrough. So come back next week, same time. Until then, keep rising. Now I have a little bit of time to take some questions, so we can do a Q&A. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. I will do my best to try to answer all of the questions.